Yo, Money Mel, man, why don't you count that off for us one time, player?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and
Yeah, crowd around, bounce around, move around, get on down. Crowd around, bounce around, move around, get on down. Oh man, we at it again. It's your man, the Kid Capri.
Basically, when did you guys get introduced to Collab here? What was your first time ever going there?
1990?
Yeah, we got introduced early in the game. Like that's one of the first studios we were working at. We did our first single in some other studio. I don't even know the name. But when we started working on the Outlaw album, it was Collide. That's where we were at. I guess maybe who put us on to that? Dante?
Somebody up on the record.
Yeah, probably Dante.
So what year do you think that was, probably?
89, like 90. Yeah, that was 90. 1990.
And maybe you said Dante, you think maybe was the guy who brought you
Yeah, I
there?
think he put us onto that.
So like during that whole era, like how much time did you spend there at Collab? That was like a central place in terms of like the amount of just hours you spent doing what you were doing?
Everything, man.
We damn near lived in Clyde for a minute, like, you know what I mean? Like, I remember I was still working a job at that time, and I would like take the train after work or something like that, and we in the studio all night, and then I might have to go to work like after the studio in the morning or some shit like that, you know what I mean? Up in Westchester, far and shit, you know what I mean? Like,
That's when the Deuce was still a Deuce, too.
yeah, 42nd Street was like,
Deuce.
yeah, we
Peep shows.
cops and weed out there, all of that, like, you know what I mean? But now, you know what I mean? It's some other shit's Disneyland out there. Back then it was like the real 42nd Street, like, you know what I mean? Well, it was the ending of it, you know what I mean? Definitely the ending of it.
A lot of people like to seem to talk a lot about how Calliope was a different just style of studio, either from the way it was laid out and the sort of energy inside the place and like the way that people hung out there a lot, did a lot of, how would you describe, would you co-sign for that? Would you say that?
Yeah, it's like a pad. Like, had that feeling of like the A room.
Yeah, see, I remember the booth, like how you had to go up them stairs and shit. That was like kind of ill, like, you know what I mean? The booth was up on a pedestal, like, you know what I mean? So when you get in the booth, you raised up above everybody and you kind of looking down on everybody. And I don't know, it was kind of ill, like, you know what I mean?
And the booth was like smaller and the control room was bigger, right? They said like it was kind of made for hip hop like that almost. Like it wasn't, the booth wasn't for a whole band.
Nah, it was mostly like a vocal booth, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, you know what I mean? But the room itself was pretty big, like, you know what I mean? So if you wanted to, you could have a lot of people up there. You know what I mean? Yeah, we used to be having like a lot of girls and shit.
Yeah, like what was it like? Just describe like any stories you have or any.
A lot of 40s, a lot of weed, girls, a lot of fucking cheesesteaks. They used to have this spot right across the street, like 8th Avenue, like, I don't know,
38.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was up or
It was a little bit down.
Oh, down, right.
And then it was on the other side.
Right.
And it was right there on the corner of this little cheesesteak spot. That's when I still ate, used to eat meat. And we used to be copping them cheesesteaks, like, that's what we was living off of. Like, you know what I mean? Them fucking cheesesteaks and shit.
I fucked around with the Brooklyn's on 38 for that shit.
Cheesesteaks all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mad 40s and shit, mad weed.
Was that different than other studios that you were maybe doing a little work in at that
We
time?
didn't know about it in the studio. We was really working, that's all we worked in.
Everything